Hey everybody, Tamara Tamu here, bringing you another spicy episode of Unleashed Alchemy. Hey there, fellow magicians. I am glad that you have joined me again on this platform where we talk about going against the grain so that you can live a soul-fulfilled life. On this platform, we don't think it's strange to understand, to overstand, to know, to embrace our power, to call forth the unseen into the seen. All right. So if that sounds like you, if you want that to be you, you are in the right space. You're in the right place. Okay. So this episode, we're talking about one of the things that makes us so magical. In the word that I'm about to give you, in the middle of that is the prefix of magical. Okay? The word is imagination. Magi means magic. Why is that so important for us to be able to access on our spiritual odyssey? Because it is because of our imagination. That's one of the ways, one of the conduits, one of the avenues that our soul speaks to us, that higher mind, infinite intelligence, goddess, God, love, cosmic force, source, whatever you want to call it. That's one of the avenues that infinite intelligence communicates with us. I believe all of us have a celestial team, an elevated celestial team. It's very important to put elevated on there. There's a lot of celestial teams, but ours that we want access to is elevated in its energy. Okay. That's one of the ways. Our imagination is one of the avenues that our team communicates with us. We're going to talk about that today. First, we're going to talk about how religious programming has caused us to put a lid on our own magic, on our own imagination. Okay? So, it's very contradictory in the way that religion approaches it, because religion says, trust in something you can't see. Isn't that what religion hands you? Can you trust in or see a being called God up in the sky somewhere? So no, but religion says, here's this book. For the purposes of my experience in this video, that book is the Bible. Just read through these pages and just trust. You can't see anything in there, but just trust it. Okay. Then religion also says, if you exist in a certain way while you're living, or if you act a certain way, if you do certain things or don't do certain things, then maybe when you die, perhaps you'll go to a certain place that's, created for you. This place that's going to be better than your physical life. Maybe you get to go to that place. No one's ever seen it, but just trust it. So essentially, use your imagination and just trust that this place that's called heaven is available for you maybe when you die. Okay? Then religion also says, don't ask questions, just have faith. Don't ask questions, just use your imagination and trust that what we're telling you is true. All right? Also, religion says, and if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes so I can stay on track. Religion also says, just believe that if you don't get what you want while you're alive, when you die, you're going to have more. Also, religion says, when you pray, when you get on your knees and pray, when you pray, you're supposed to just believe. Okay? When you pray, you have to imagine that you're praying to someone that is going to come down from the sky or come from somewhere and give you what you pray, what you're praying for and pleading for and begging for. Okay? Religion also tells you to turn away from your own understanding. What is your own understanding? Your own understanding is your inner wisdom. Part of your inner wisdom lies in your imagination avenue. Okay? Your inner wisdom is part of your imagination avenue, which is also connected to your intuition. So here's where the contradiction is. Here's where the contradiction lies. In the programmed messages that religion gives us as it pertains to imagination. So on one hand, religion says, okay, there's this place up in the sky that you can possibly go to when you die. You have to pray for what you want, but you're praying to a person that you can't see to give it to you. Just trust, even though we know you can't see it, but just trust it, just have faith. So on one hand, they're telling you, religion is telling you to use your imagination. And then on the other hand, it's telling you not to trust your imagination. So which is it? Well, when they hand you this book and tell you that this is the word of God or the words of scriptures of fill in the blank, they're saying this is the imagination that we're giving you. No, we want you to turn away from your own imagination. We want you to turn away from your own understanding. We want you to turn away from your own inner wisdom, because all the inner wisdom, your inner wisdom is here. This is it. You don't need anything else. That's why you don't need to ask questions. See that? So, what do we have to do to step back into our sovereignty, to reconstruct after we have released, or while we are releasing religious programming? We have to understand this first. Hold on just a sec. We have to understand this. We have an intuitive nervous system. And I said this earlier, where we get communication from our soul, from our celestial team, our elevated celestial team. And we can take it a step further, from our elevated ancestors, which is another topic that I'm going to get into later on. We have this entire cosmic elevated team. We have messages encoded in our DNA. And we said our soul, I know, and we have our soul. I know I said that again first, but I'm saying it again on purpose. We have our soul that communicates to us, whether it is through actual words, sound, visions, images. It could be an entire channeled message for you that comes through your intuitive nervous system. And a part of your intuitive nervous system involves your imagination. We have been taught to turn away from the imagination. Why? Because we've been taught that it can't be trusted, because it is not tangible, because we can't see it, because we can't feel it. Which, if you look at it like this, let's say this. For example, let's say you're in meditation, or maybe you're not in meditation. Maybe you had this desire and you have spoken it into the ethers. And let's say you're at a stoplight and you get a channeled message on the first, second, and third steps to take. That has to do with that vision that you have, that desire that you have. Well, can you see the first, second, and third steps in the moment? No, you can't. However, as you start to take those actions, yes, you will be able to see the steps 1, 2, and 3 that you were given through your imagination by the infinite source that is guiding you to this desired outcome. Okay? So, yes, you can say, well, no, I can't see I can't touch. My imagination is not tangible. But in a sense, it is. Because when you're stepping into your sovereignty, you know that what is coming through from your imagination, you know you can call it down onto this physical plane. And I mean that literally. So, I'm going to repeat this. So we have an intuitive nervous system where we get communication from our soul, spirit, elevated celestial team, which uses our imagination to give us guidance, visions, and messages. All right. So we're told to turn away from all of that because religion knows that if we were to actually trust, and not just trust, but to know our intuition is solid, that is the only communication that we need, then religion goes away. All churches go away. No one can be tricked anymore. No one can be programmed anymore. So you can't have people that want to control. You can't have all of these people around here standing and living and being in their sovereignty, because it goes against any system, and not just religion, but any system that is seeking to control the masses. So we're told to turn away from our imagination because it's unreliable. You cannot trust yourself, and you need God to help you. How about this? How about you are God? How about this? You are infinite intelligence. How about this? You are source. You already know what to do. You already know how to be. It's in your DNA. You never needed to get on your knees and pray to anything. Okay? No, you never needed that. Our ancient ancestors, ancient civilizations, and I'm talking going back millions of years, they knew this. They already knew this. It wasn't even that's just how they lived. They kept that connection with source. That's how they lived. So let's bring it back to 2024. So how do you get in touch with your imagination again? And how do you trust it and not just think, when you receive a message, oh, I just made that up. No, how do you trust it again? Here, now, what I'm going to give you, you may say, oh, that's too simple, but let's go through them. There's 3 I'm going to start with. The first thing is getting back into being creative. Why creativity? Because creativity takes you out of all of your thoughts and trying to analyze and be logical. Because our intuition first is magical, then it's logical. But the magic comes first. So creativity takes you out of the logic and it gets you back into your body, because creativity comes from your soul. Creativity comes from the unseen. Creativity has nothing to do with what your ego knows, what has happened in the past, what the ego thinks is going to happen in the future. No, creativity is transcendent. Creativity transcends time and space. That is why. Now, you may be listening to this saying, well, I'm not very creative. No, lies, all creative. Take your mind beyond, oh, well, you may not be able to draw an elephant. Creativity goes beyond drawing. Okay? We're all creative. Why? Because we have the power in our voice to create. So let's say you don't draw. Let's say you don't paint. Well, how about this? How about you sit down and you draw out in your way how you want your life to be, how you want your life to look. And you may be saying, well, I want money just falling. Okay, well, guess what? Guess what you're going to draw? You're going to draw what in your mind, what is to be currency, what is to be money. I don't care if you have to draw yourself as a stick figure in the middle of the page and you draw money falling and just coming to you all over the page. Guess what? If you've never done that before, if that is new for you, that is an act of creativity. Because after that, and I know that was just an example, but I'm telling you that this does not have to be difficult. It is not difficult. It is not difficult. If you just sat and you just wrote words down of how you want to feel in your life, of how you want to exist in your life, if you just wrote down words that elicit a feeling, if you've never done that before, that is you being creative. So we have to become unattached of what we think being creative looks like. Here's another simple example. If there's a particular store that you always go to and you take the same route, either take a different route or go to another store and get the same thing. If it's something new, if that is something new you've never done before, that is you being creative. What does that do? Now what you've done is that you have opened up your soul, you've opened up your body to feel another way. You've opened up another level of excitement and exploration that your body has not been used to. So now you're going to start to notice new ideas. You may even start to meet new people that are exciting to you. You may start to get just ideas that you've never had before, or wanting to actually go try a painting class that you've never considered. See what that does? It's a domino effect, but in a good way. So now, how else can you get in touch with your imagination? And yes, this has everything to do with spirituality, because we bring spirituality into our physical lives. It's not just physical life over here and spirituality over here. They are together. They go together. Now, so we talked about creativity. Now look around in your environment. What does it look like? Can you add a pop of color somewhere? When's the last time you changed your pillowcase? When's the last time you changed your sheets? When's the last time you bought a new set of towels in another color? When's the last time you've worn another color? That is being creative. Your environment. I don't care if you are living in a room in someone's house. Look around your room. Is it drab? What do the colors look like? How do you want to feel? Maybe you're saying, well, I want to feel like I'm in my own house. Okay. How would you feel if you were in your own house right now? Would you feel free? How can you feel free in that room right now? Is there a color that you can put up? Can you keep a curtain open? What can you do right now? Check your environment. Your car. What does your car, is your car clean? Do you have a juice bottle or that from 3 days ago that's still in your car? Throw it out. What does your car smell like? Does it smell like dog pooped in your car? What scent is in your car right now? Is it dull? Is it dry? Clean your car out. Get you a scent. Get one of those little trees. Okay, let it hang from the windshield. Or wait, is that against the law? Can people do that? Okay, so if you can't do that, get a spray. Just spray your car. Simple things like that. The third thing, how do you get in touch with your imagination again? Oh, let me touch on this before I get to the third thing. So when we just talked about environment, which was the second thing, or the second way to get in touch with your imagination, what does your environment have to do with your imagination? Because as you open up, you're opening up, you're awakening your DNA, you're awakening your intuition. Now, instead of you just seeing things on the surface, you have a different lens. Now you're looking at things. That helps you look at things through a different lens, specifically through the lens of your soul, not just on the surface. Yes, when you brighten up your environment, whatever that looks like to you, when you spice up your environment, when you have things in your environment that elicit good energy, high vibe energy, that awakens your body. All right. So let's get into this last thing. Another way to get back in touch with your imagination is to sit in silence. Just sit and pay attention to how you feel in your body. No, don't sit and scroll through the phone. Don't sit and read anything. No, I mean sit with no distractions. You can do this for 5 minutes. Everybody has 5 minutes. You can take 5 minutes and just sit and feel and ask yourself. You can close your eyes, you don't have to, but ask, how does my head feel? How do my eyes feel? How does my face feel? Is my jaw clenched? Is my face tight? Is my neck tight? Is my chest tight? Have I been breathing fully? Is my breathing expansive or is it restricted? When you ask, or let's just keep going down the body. How do my legs feel? How do my thighs feel? How do my knees feel? Do they feel relaxed? Or do I need to stretch? How do my calves feel? How do my feet feel? Do they feel heavy? Do I need a foot massage? Do I need to crack my toes? Do I need to stand on my tippy toes and crack them? This may sound very simple, but this is how you get back in touch with your imagination, by being in touch with your body. Here's the thing. I'm going to stop with this. We have to start as spiritual beings. We're spiritual first. Yes, we're on this physical plane, but we are spiritual beings first, which means what? We're energetic beings. We carry energy. We're conduits. We're conduits of healing. We're conduits of positive change. We're conduits of prosperity. We're conduits of abundance of everything good and perfect. We are channels for that. We're channels for that. And the sooner we start to really view ourselves that way, that will make it easy for us to start to trust our intuition, which means we can start to trust our own spiritual gifts. We can trust that if we get an image in our imagination, not to turn away from it, but to pay attention to it. It could be an answer to a question. It could be guidance for the next steps. It could be a business idea. It could be a warning, per se, to watch out for this. Don't get distracted. We have to start to understand our imagination is a conduit for communication with our soul, for communication with our elevated guides. All right. So I wanted to leave you with that message. Also, I want to remind you that if you are looking for more one-on-one support with me on your spiritual odyssey, book a complimentary call with me so that we can talk about how I can support you. All right. Also, if you have not yet done this, sign up to be a part of the Unleashed Alchemy Vault, where periodically I will send you spiritual wisdom. I'll send you tips, ritual tips that I use in my own life to bring the unseen into the scene. All right. Because see, listen, part of being spiritual, your spirituality should invoke improvements in every single part of your life, in your relationship with yourself, your relationships with other people, in your career, in your business, if on your job, if you have one, in love, in your money, in everything. And the reason why you hear me talk about how detrimental religious programming is because religious programming has found its way into every single aspect of life that I just mentioned. And it's time out for that. That timeline is over. Our sovereignty, if you're watching this, your sovereignty has risen. And it is time for your sovereignty to be in control, to take the driver's seat, not programming. All right. So if you're looking for more one-on-one support, book a complimentary call. If you haven't yet, sign up for the Unleashed Alchemy Vault, where you will receive spiritual wisdom from me straight to your email. Okay. Probably, I think I may do one time a month, sometimes a few times a month, but it's not a lot because I particularly don't like to receive a lot of emails, so I sure don't send out a lot, okay? Also, when you sign up today to be a part of the vault, you'll also be sent a complimentary 50-minute class where I give you tips on how to release yourself completely from religious programming and to step into your spiritual sovereignty and ecstasy. All right. So if you have any questions for me about anything that we talked about in this video, please leave me a comment, leave me your question, and I will get to it as soon as I can. All right. And until next time, cheers.